Are we ever going to see a Wizkid and a Davido feature in 2025?
I think it will be a major break, like a big break to have a Wizkid and Davido collaboration.
Can a cosign blow up an artist?
Yes, it can, but it still boils down to substance.
Yo, beautiful people, thank you so much for joining yet again here on Gusto TV Africa's What's Happening. Guys, how was your weekend? Hope you guys had a great one. Thank you for your immense support. We see everything that you do. We see all the comments in the CS. We see them. The good ones, the bad ones, and the ugly, very ugly ones. We see it. We still appreciate you guys. Gracias muchos. Now, I mean, there's been a lot of conversations, right? And you know we like to gist here on Gusto TV Africa. And of course, it concerns your Afrobeat superstars. Now, if there's anybody, if there's a sect of people who love cosigns, it will be young artists. Young artists love cosigns. They will die for cosigns. They will do anything to have a big or a top artist cosign them. And we've seen a lot of people actually thrive off cosigns. We have the likes of Ashake, for example, you know, joining YBNL and the likes. All of this and more we're going to talk about here on What's Happening Gusto TV Africa. And of course, there's a big one. It's like we're going to see like a very major collaboration between the 30 BGs and the FCs very soon. Maybe in 2025, maybe even before we blink our eyes and open it again. And of course, to have these conversations with me on set will be my usual suspect and my partner in many crimes, Sugar. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm okay. Good morning. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? I mean, I'm sure they had an amazing weekend.
It looks like it because you did have an amazing weekend because Sugar's birthday was on Sunday. Happy birthday to you,
Thank you very much.
And from all of us here at Gusto TV Africa, we wish you a superb year.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Come, madam, now.
Okay, Madam Sugar, let me just even ask you this. Right, make a balance well. Now, are we ever going to see a Wizkid and a Davido feature in 2025?
We have to see it. I mean, that would be something that will break the internet. We're already tired of the usual poor strategies. Everything come out and we can already predict what's going to happen. I think it will be a major break, like a big break, to have a Wizkid and Davido collaboration.
But they're not in good terms though. They seem to fight a lot. And then the fans are obviously divided. So how is this ever going to happen?
People believe that they're fighting, but deep down I don't want to believe. I'm serious.
Is there something you know that we don't know? Talk us through
it. You pay for that information.
Okay.
But if I'm going to be very honest here, there's like a part of me that just feels like maybe these people are flowing with the fact that okay, the fans are already pitching against each other already, and it seems to be something that works when they drop projects. Like when Wizkid drops if Davido and Wizkid drops a project on the same day, the 30 BG want to ensure that Davido's numbers is doing better than Wizkid. Yeah. The FCs also want to ensure that Wizkid's number is doing better than Davido. So definitely they will have that those numbers, those streams will definitely come forth. So I really it will be a big break, but if it happens, then these two now have to go back to their drawing board and start thinking of new strategic ways to continue getting the numbers, because that's one thing that I would say is really giving them the numbers currently, aside from the fact that they both make good music. You
might have a point there, and I think that's something that we can actually look into because they need the attention, obviously. The fan base is already divided. There's a Teddy BG who will do anything to see that Davido is the best thing after jollof or fried rice. There's an FC who thinks Machala is the best thing. There's the best Afrobeat artist. He will always be the best Afrobeat artist. To reflect on this, last week we saw a leaked track list by the Rugas. What do they call them?
Blown by Ru. Okay, the fan base.
What are they called, the fan base?
Hey, I don't know.
Ru Boys?
Ru Boys. I don't know what they call them.
Anyways, there was the purported leak of a track list by Ruga. Of course, his album is going to drop this Friday. So we have less than a week to the Blue Boy Ru album coming. Guys, we can't wait for that one because it's going to be one of the hardest projects to actually drop.
It has to be.
Right. So, and Ruga has been going on with a lot of promotion for that album. So that leaked, and we saw Davido and Wizkid being featured on Ruga's project. But then an AI designer, I don't know, but it is what it is. That's what we saw. And for us, for us, we go first vet them. Where this thing they come from. But let's just say it happens. is it the closest we're gonna see with Davido and Wizkid working together on a project? For example, let's say that leak was actually true, right? And then we see a Davido and a Wizkid on a project. Is that giving all the signs of a possible collaboration with Wizkid and Davido? Let's say, okay, Wizkid go talk, say, at least I've been on a project that David is on.
Yeah.
Remember, the last time we saw these two people together in close proximity was
at the club.
At the club in 2023.
Yeah.
Right? And of course, there was some announcement that Wiz and David were going to go on a tour together.
Yeah.
So all of that, so all those conversations have been brewing before, and it looks like David is the one who's wanting it more than even Wiz, right?
Why do you think it's David?
I'm just saying, I'm speculating. I'm not saying that
it's. But I said that you were speculating.
Please, please, on speculation. I do. I know talk. I know talk past like that. And I speculate that they speculate. I didn't say it's cast in stone, but I mean that's the energy I'm getting. That David wants it more than Wiz. Of course, it will be a perfect blend for both of them because they are super talented artists and they have a huge fan base. Now, with all that coming up, and then we've seen like a fake, maybe like a fake or not, maybe a real track list pop out. Is that the closest we're gonna see a David and Wizkid actually probably think about a possible collaboration in 2025?
It is going to be, like I said earlier, a major break. It is going to be a major break. But let me start with the fact that Ruga is going to be the major beneficiary of that, because
that will shake the album.
It will shoot it up.
Jesus Christ.
It will shoot it up. It might even, take off the old record from Ashake's Mr. Money with the Vibe now. Currently, it's the album holding the record of, that's been in top 10 Spotify music for about over 180 weeks now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So Ruga's album might just collect that record because it will be a major beneficiary for that. And I also want to say that if at all that happens, it's going to be a major break. And yes, this is the closest. If it is true, if that track list is true, it has to be the closest. It really has to be. And that will also confirm my own speculations that this fight between Wizkid and Davido might just be an online thing. And
it's just fan generated.
Yes. And you people started it, so they just have to continue with it.
Guys, 30 BGs and FCs, I think it's time to bury the hatchet because it looks like your guys are going to actually jump on a collaborative project in 2025. And if this happens, right, what will it mean for the FCs and the 30 BG guys? Do you think that they can actually even coexist? Because that's like the toughest fan base ever. You don't want to mess with the FCs. They're going to mess you up. You don't want to mess with 30 BGs. They're going to mess you up. At least for fan base, I know I didn't get choco pass. What will it mean for them? Do you see like, okay, Ojitan is good, don't do, let's just come together and support our guys, because of course they are now, hypothetically on a project. And if your prediction about probably, I will not say prediction, maybe your earnest desire to see your earnest desire to see like a Wiz and the David do a project together in 2025, if it ever materializes and it happens, what would that mean for the fan base?
No, to answer the question,
yes,
you fans, then whatever it is you do sets the precedent for the strategies that your artists, your celebrities, your faves come up with. Now, why do I say this? Look at Ruga and Buju. When they were online beefing each other and everything. I'm very sure that beef did not start with Ruga and Buju. It must have been a fan that will come along and say, oh, Ruga is probably better than Buju Benson, or Buju Benson is, that's not even how it started. Maybe they were saying, it started with, body shaming Buju Benson and saying he's big, he can't carry himself. Ruga is better with stage performance. Okay, so these guys were like, what? If I say this thing will make us more money, then what did they do? They came online and started dragging themselves. And then, I think almost a year after, we saw a collaboration. So definitely for the 30 BGs and the FCs, to teach you a lesson that they should come out for husband and wife matter, because that's how it's going to look like, right? And it will also let them understand that yes, it seems like we created this beef for them and now they're about to milk it. But you see that thing about if they'll coexist, I don't think
you go too bloody.
I don't
you
think
go too hot.
Even if they'll ever
Basito, I'm calling you out. Basito is the leader of the gang.
I'm Benny.
Oh bloody
my
hell!
God.
Oh bloody
So
hell!
it will be very hard.
Yeah.
It's just like looking like your enemy in the eye.
The
We
eye.
have to be friends. We have to do this for the culture.
Anyways,
But-
30 BGs, FCs probably will get to bury the hatchet, like I said earlier, and then probably see your faves actually collaborate together on a project.
Yeah.
And if Ruga pulls this off by any means possible, that will be astronomical. And of course, like
Oh.
Sugar had predicted, I mean, Ruga is obviously going to be the biggest beneficiary because it's going to be one of the most talked about projects that actually united a very, very, very,
Ha.
very opposite front.
Just like there's this water in Mikogosi. I think the warm and
Yeah,
the
the warm-
that
the-
never
the
mixes.
the hot
Ruga
and
will
the
be the
cold.
one that will mix it.
It will actually
Because
be
no, it will
astronomical.
and it might just birth a tour like a Davido and Wizkid. Hey!
Bloody hell!
We
See,
imagine.
I go collect loan from Lapo, go that tour. While light like God sees me. I'll
We
collect
dey
loan from
imagine.
Lapo. I'll collect loan from Pablo
Bro.
because I know that that's gonna be one of the most
There has to
talked
be a
about.
stadium that will now be bigger than the O2.
Imagine-
because O2 no go contain.
Imagine a David and
Ah.
Wizkid tour. Bloody hell!
Oh my God.
Bloody hell! Bloody hell! Bloody hell!
I mean,
Anyways, for the fans, yeah, guys,
Yeah.
if you're watching, do you think that a David and a Wizkid
Wizkid.
collaboration is possible in 2025? Given all the things that we talked about, remember they know they see eye to eye. The last time they saw was, of course, the
The
last time they
club,
saw.
yeah.
You know everything that it cost. You know everything regarding the rollout strategy for the Memorial album
Yeah.
and how Wizkid went about bashing David and all of that. It was a bit of back and forth. Now with all that happening, we saw a leaked track list for Ruga, the Blown Boy Ru album coming up. And then it had a Wizkid and Davido feature in it. And of course, that has been dispelled. No official confirmation from Ruga himself. But let's just say that happens. Do you think that a Wizkid and a David collaboration in 2025 will ever happen? Put your thoughts in the comments. And like we always say, we're right there to respond to every one of it. Okay, so I mean, for like younger artists, right? If there's anything they love, it's cosign.
yeah,
A cosign.
they live for it.
They will die for it.
Yeah, they
is
really,
is a
really do.
part of actually like upshooting their projects and actually like spotlighting them.
That
And
platform.
then yeah, we've seen an interesting number of cosigns that has actually helped a lot of artists become who they are today and be successful, in their craft. So, do we consider cosigns as an important part of seeing an artist? The usual word we use here in Nigeria, of course, blow up.
Blow up.
Will a cosign or can a cosign blow up an artist?
Yes, it can, but it still boils down to substance. So as an artist, now given that as an artist, a celebrity co-signs you now, yes, they probably enjoyed your song, that's why. But if you do not have any other thing to back up that platform that they give you, then it's just like, you now start living on past glory. I don't get.
I feel like you're throwing shades there because one person that readily comes to mind about having to be heavily co-signed. Should I say this? Should I say this? Should I say this? Anyways, there've been tons and tons of artists who have been heavily co-signed by a number of big top artists.
Yeah.
And today we know where they.
Yeah, that's very
So
true.
is it just something that happens with the artist for the moment, the milk it for the moment? How, as an artist, how can they thrive off or live off that energy and say, okay, for example, like Wizkid co-signs me, for example, right? And like you talked about substance, what do I need to do to stay relevant and be able to actually like milk it? Case in point would be Skra, for example. Naskra, is it Naskra?
Yeah, Naskra.
I don't even. I've really not listened to that song.
Me too.
I've not listened to that song. But I will listen. I'll listen, right?
Listen
Because I really want to know what Wizkid saw for him to co-sign Naskra. Because when you talk about substance,
The mood, Sha.
when you talk about substance, sugar, like in the industry, we've seen a lot of songs that potentially we will not listen to a couple of years ago, and now Charlie Poppy came into the scene and destroyed that. I will say for a fact that Charlie Poppy destroyed Afrobeat.
Yes.
Or destroyed a section of Afrobeat because we're hearing lyrics that we cannot even really accentuate. We don't even know how we want to even explain them. Right?
But we're vibing.
Ekumedo lao bizo azao lao. Okay, he pays stars out.
Me pay stars out.
Lao. As a man trial.
Yeah. Exclamation.
Yeah. So these songs are tiring. You listen to them, it will scatter your brains because you're trying to piece things together. I remember the advent of Two-Face DBRs, even the Don Jazzies in time of Mohit Records. We had a Wanda Cole who will write amazing songs. These guys were literally very orthodox about their writing. They really write pen. They have a pen and a paper.
Pen and paper, yeah.
You would think of end rhymes. Two-Face, you are my African queen. Girl of my dreams. Simile, syllables, everything they. As a mentor, Lahore, me pesta. Oh my God! Now, we now saw now that the family has taken this business thing to a serious level, and we now have famous Pluto who has done Naskra, or Skra. I don't know what Skra means.
Naskra.
Anyways, that happened, and Wizkid thought it was a brilliant song to have. I have a headache.
I feel like it's the mood it was in.
I have a headache.
I think it's the mood it was in. We have Zeri DL too now. Zeri DL is it Charlie Poppy's brother too?
Not them.
Now it's today now.
So probably we actually even get to see maybe like a Wizkid and Zeri DL or famous Pluto collaboration.
But do you think that famous Pluto and Wizkid can what will Wizkid sing? Is it famous Pluto that have to bend to Wizkid style?
Pass me the Aza, make I pay stamp.
Naskra.
Oh boy. I don't know what a famous Pluto and a Wizkid collaboration will sound like. It will sound. I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, like, okay, let's even get back to it.
Yeah.
Right? Wizkid co-signed famous Pluto, and that song blew up.
Yeah.
Became the number 2 song. Did it reach number 1?
Yeah, it did.
It got to number 1.
It got to number 1.
Now the Wizkid effect. Now, talking about that. Are we going to say that the effect that these cosigns have would actually successfully blow up an artist and make them stay relevant? Because we've seen people who have come and gone.
Yeah.
For Wizkid himself, I don't know whether Terry came and gone. I feel like Terry never came. Respectfully, I feel like Terry never came because I really didn't see so much from him. And he's a brilliant artist. I really love him. Right now, we've seen Ashake being co-signed by Olamide.
Yeah.
That is one fruit that is still very much enjoyable to eat because he's still been he's very successful. And I mean a couple of days Olamide was giving a shout to I've forgotten who was giving a shout to for his birthday, and then he used Ashake's song on the story. So it seems like everything is good. So it's like a proud father looking at his product. They say, Nami, you get. Don Jazzy has done this effortlessly, times with that number, uses his platform to co-sign artists and all of that. What does the artist actually get from this, and does it help them stay relevant in the market or stay relevant in the Afrobeat space for a long time, or is just something that is momentary and just fizzles away?
Okay, now so I would say, like me, I used to say, like, this is my own mantra: don't blow up, grow up. Now the reason is because most of the people that we see, they co-sign them and then months later they're nowhere to be found. It's because they didn't grow. They just blew up. Talking about an artist that didn't even have people that they can see. Ashake now, if you talk about Ashake, you will see people that have known Ashake from the beginning days. Even if you try to link most of his successes to YBNL, there are people that will tell you that before he joined YBNL, this man has been there. Do you understand? But now, this is not to shade or anything, but look at famous Pluto, Naskra. I'm very, very sure, aside him being Charlie Poppy's brother, this is his first song. This is the first song I'm actually seeing that, okay, he has a song. That's how I found out about him. Do you understand? Now, I won't be surprised if months later is not, as big as, we're seeing.
No, those families, don't play with them. They go milk and pa. You see that famous Pluto.
But how long do they want to milk? Wizkid co-signed. Wizkid posted my song on his story. So all these things, it boils down to substance and growth.
Okay.
When you grow, when you are going up a ladder, even if you are going to fall, there are steps, right? You go fall stage by stage. If you reach one stage, now you say, waiting you don't do before, better go back up again.
Preach to me,
but
sister.
imagine, say they throw you. If you are going to fall, that's how you fall too, because there is nothing. You didn't climb there. You were thrown. So that's why you see how it boils down to substance. Give substance, and before, I would even say now, it will protect your, your growth, your artistry. I would even say co-signing is the best if you've not actually grown to an extent. one of my favorite co-sign would be Bella Shmurda with Olamide, Vision 2020. It was such a beautiful one.
Yeah.
And after that, we had more of Bella to see. And on that song, it wasn't even a thing like, oh, Olamide overshadowed him. No, we listened to Bella.
Yeah.
So for co-signing, I would really say that I don't think it's the best way to actually for an artist that wants to stay in the game for long, except you are lucky.
Anyways, speaking of Bella Shmurda, you know, somebody that Olamide really liked, and they actually got to collaborate together to do a song. Vision 2020 is it was actually a very beautiful song, something that, you know, came at the time and just shook the, you know, the industry. So yeah, for cosigns, I hope the younger artists are listening and, you know, try to take this in. For the Kumis who have enjoyed a lot of attention, for Fido who has enjoyed a lot of attention, being the #1 song in the country for several weeks, and all of that, you know, got a collaboration from Tiwa Savage and all of that, you know, seems like something is cooking with the big stars and all of that. Yeah, I feel like substance is something that will actually get them to stay connected to the fan base, and of course use that cosign, you know, to your own advantage. But guys, please, in the comment section, we need to see all the cosigns that you think are being successful right now. The artists that have been cosigned by these big stars, let's know them. Put them in the comment section, because we want to also like hear from you and know who probably is your biggest, most successful artist that probably has come from a cosign. Let me know what you guys think about everything that we said on today's episode of What's Happening with the Usual Suspect, Sugar. And guys, we're definitely gonna come back and see you guys in a bit.
Bye.
Ciao.